Hey guys, so glad that you could be here today for our daily devotional. In just a couple of weeks, I'm going to be starting up a new small group study with some of our junior high and high school students. And it's based off of a book written by Sarah Barrett entitled Love Riot. Now, this book is geared towards teenagers, but having read it already, I can tell you that it's pertinent for Christians of all ages. But in this book, the author really goes in depth about what it means to follow Christ. And the main point that she's trying to make is that we live in a culture today where so many people will still profess Christianity, will still claim to be Christians, but when you look at their lives, it's really not the Christianity that Jesus had in mind. So often we think of Christianity maybe just being a set of rules, or maybe it's I go to church, or maybe it's just something that you kind of claim. But when you actually go back to Scripture and you look at what Jesus thought it meant, or what Jesus knew it was, he never says, I want you to claim to be a Christian. He never said, I want you to ask me into your heart. What he says is, I want you to deny yourself, I want you to take up your cross, and I want you to follow me. That's really what it was all about. Jesus also said that anyone who does not give up everything they have cannot be my disciple. Unfortunately, I think this book that we're going to read is spot on when saying that nominal Christianity is very, very common in today's culture, in our society. And unfortunately, when you look at Scripture, nominal Christianity is not an option at all. Jesus wasn't looking for half-hearted followers. He wasn't looking for people who would just say that they believe in him, but would go about living their lives however they want. No, Jesus was looking for radical, totally devoted and sold-out followers who would understand his worth and his value to the point where they say, I'm ready to give up everything. I'm ready to give up my life, my possessions, my opinions, my dreams, my aspirations, anything, just to follow Jesus wherever it takes me. And I think it's so important that we reflect back on this commonly, because I do think for so many of us and so many of the conversations that I have with people, I'll hear people say, well, you know, I'm a Christian and I believe this, but I don't believe this part. Or, well, I don't necessarily think I need to do this. And what I find is so often the exceptions that people make, it's just the things they don't want to be true. And we don't typically think of it this way, but that's really idolatry. Because what you're doing in those moments is you're saying, I know better than God. I'm smarter than God. My way is best, and I'm going to serve and follow myself. And as long as God's thoughts, God's opinions, God's ways, as long as they match up with mine, I'll follow them. But otherwise, I'm just going to pick myself. That's idolatry. That's picking yourself over God. And so I'm so excited about this study because it's just so straightforward, but it's not harsh. It's just laying the truth out there and saying, listen, if you have an opinion that contradicts what you see in Scripture, you're wrong and God is right. And this isn't God is not some meanie up there just telling us what to do because he doesn't care. It's actually, he is so good and so loving and so valuable. All of his ways are right. And it's really should be our joy to submit to his ways so that we can go about following him. So I'm just really looking forward to this study with the young people, but I wanted to be able to talk about it with all of you as well, and just really encourage you to look on your life and see, are there areas where you haven't fully surrendered? Have you truly denied yourself completely? Have you taken up your cross, and are you ready to follow him? Are you ready to lay down your dreams, your plans, everything? Lay them all down at his feet and say, no matter what happens, Jesus, I want your will to be done. I'll follow you wherever you can go. If we can really embrace that and do that, I can't imagine what great and amazing things God will accomplish in our lives and through us in our society. God bless you. I hope your week's off to a great start, and we look forward to chatting with you again tomorrow.